It's Friday night. I don't care. I gotta work tomorrow. I have more important things than being well rested and productive and stuff.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yes. I'd like a little bit of stuff with acrylic to get your not actually a weekend started. So, I have store in the next town over, gave me a call, said they had one box of Battlebond left. I had totally forgotten to ask them to hang on to some for me, and they did, because they know how to treat a customer. I think the rest of the boxes are all being... I got a couple of friends. I think they're having a draft tonight. But I gotta work tomorrow. So staying up late is not a thing I can do tonight. However, this shouldn't take too long. What kind of nonsense is that? So, Battlebond. The moment I saw some of the spoilers for this set, I was hooked. If you've watched any of my Magic box ripping opens, you know that I like casual multiplayer way more than I like any kind of constructed tournament play. Bloodgate. And there's a lot of stuff in this set. This design, there's a lot of room in that package. This design for multiplayer. The lands, especially. If you've seen the land cycle. If you have two or more opponents, they don't come into play tapped. I can't remember the last time I played a casual game with just one opponent. Actually, that's a lie. I did it on Tuesday. A buddy stopped over. So first off, there's a lot of room. You see, that packaging is huge. There's a bunch of air in there. And my first pack that I got opened, look at that, right? I don't know if I did that or not, but it's a hair of a ding right there. So we got here. We got a token, a basic land, and straight onto the rare. Well, that speeds things up. What we got here? Enters the battlefield. You may search your library for an instant sorcery. Oh, it's a trinket mage for spells. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost 2 or less. Reveal it, put in your hand, then shuffle your library. So not only does it replace itself, it replaces itself with something you want. I like that. That's this thing says copy the snot out of me. Right of replication. Give me 5 more. There's a lot of stuff in this set. Now, for someone, I've been playing this game since '94. A lot of the bigger, like the big reprints in here, I've got. Like I've got land taxes because I like them a lot, and they were in 4th edition, and I picked up a ton of them. Whatever set Doubling Season was in, is it a Lorwyn or Eventide? I bought a bunch of that because I was making oil field money. Oh, do I miss that? Greater Goods I traded away. I know there's some other ones. And well, yeah, there's a lot of reprinted stuff in here. There's a lot that... Wizards found a way to get people like me who already have half of what's in each one of these packs. And that's by making sure that the other half is worth buying. Battle Rattle Shaman, that's a reprint. Yeah, Battle Master is a reprint. And even some of the commons. If I don't look... any of the commons I actually really liked and wanted in this one. Nope. There are definitely a bunch I want. The theme for this set, if you haven't paid attention, is arena battles. And the flavor they've put into... Did I get another... I got a ding there on the bottom too. Right there. Dings. So... Expedition Raptor filled with fright. That's from Mirrodin. This guy too, they don't have a lot of those. State Inventors enters the battlefield. Choose a player. They add 2 mana of any one color they choose. So you'd play this guy and give your opponent a couple of mana. There's a lot of nice little spells that seem like they wouldn't be that interesting, but they are. Partner with Lore Weaver. This was another thing I wasn't sure up until someone told me that you get the partner cards in a pack. I wasn't sure how sealed would work with this set. So I know the idea is you're supposed to play two-headed giant with it. You get handed a bunch of packs and both players build stuff. And I was trying to figure out, well, but they got these guys with partner. You have to hit, like in order, like, yeah, okay, some of them are interesting. But you need both of them. And I wasn't sure if they'd be in the same pack. And someone said that, and it's like, well, okay, now sealed makes a lot more sense. Some of the color combos are a little odd, but at least in the case of stuff like this, I can get this up there. Sorry about the glare. Did it again. I do like that the art connects in some of them to really help you, realize that these people are working together. And survey says, a greater good, which I think is selling fairly decent. Let's see here. So, regular rare, greater good. Yeah, it's a decent card. I think I traded all of mine away a long time ago. So, at the very least, having one means, I've got it. And there we are again. It's the third pack in a row. That card's been scuffed up. Maybe it's the way I'm opening it. I don't know. I know the card quality's gone down a bit. Rocks Brute. The assist. It's weird. All the cards with assist have just... okay, creatures your team controls get +1/+1 in a turn. That's nice. But for 6 mana for a 3/4, it seems like this guy could have been a bit smaller and that cost could have been a bit easier to handle. Painful Lessons from Amonkhet. A 3 casting costs 2/3 flying, attacks each combat if able. You know what? I'm behind that 100%. Healer, Return to the Earth. No Speakers of Common, Yoshi. I kind of wish they'd gone with the old art for Yoshin Soldier. Like, I know they can't, they don't want to pay, what was it? I'm drawing a blank. I want to say Chris Rush did Yoshin Soldier. And my keyboard would be right here normally, but I want to say Chris Rush did it. And I like the old look of those kind of stuff. Rushblade, Commander, Warriors, Team Control of Haste. I have a Warrior deck. No, I have it's all Orcs, though. It doesn't function very well, so I may have to transition it to Warriors. Opportunity, got a billion of them. Swarm of Bloodflies. 5 casting costs with a pair of counters on it. Oh, another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's not quite a Cabal Ghoul. Virtus Maneuver. For each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend returns a creature card from graveyard to hand. Each foe sacrifices a creature they control. That's going in probably my zombie deck. Probably my zombie commander deck. I think it wants that one. There's so many in here. It's got to be the way I'm opening them. Scuffing these cards up. Whole pacifism. It's, stuff from Ixalan. Really, Ixalan's, not only is Ixalan still on the shelf, Ixalan is still easy to get. You feel the need to put that in there. 5 casting cost, destroy target creature sorcery, add 3 red. I can bring that cost down to make it cost 2. Not too bad. Tide Crab, Basilisk, a thing, a Peace Strider, and that guy's from Benthic Giants from Theros block, but don't ask me where. Juggernaut, and again, I would still... It's supposed to be this big rampaging thing that bulldozes across the landscape. And each time they make the new artwork for it, it gets less interesting. We've got a foil in here. Dragon Breath from... I should know this. That's Invasion block, isn't it? Comes back if you got something. Oh, yeah, cool. That's... Okay, I'll admit, that's one nice thing about these packs. Is you're always guaranteed 2 mythics if you hit one of them. This was definitely one of the cards I wanted. Oh, and they can be a commander. I can build... Ooh. I forgot about the commander card. These guys can be a commander. Copy it. Ooh, that's gonna be an interesting one. Did I get... Oh. Yeah, okay. So it took the place of... the extra mythic took a place of an uncommon. Oh, that's unfortunate. Out of bounds. Someone else can help you pay up to 3 counterspell. Nah. Not a huge fan of counterspells. Never have been. Yep, it's gotta be me. I have to find another way open. Scabbing these up every time I open them. And Silumgar, that's a Cons reprint. Midnight Guards, a... Okay, as far as commons go, Giant Growth, Nimbus the Owl, Stone Golem, Expedite. I'm going to say that something like this, if you can read that. So fan favorite is a forecasting us 2/2. Someone else can pay up to 3 of it. Any other player. Anyone can pay 2 to give this guy +1/+1. With the idea being that the crowd is pumping this guy up because they're cheering really loud. And I think that's a really, really neat idea. That's a pretty cool flavor for this set. Okay, and we got Savage Ventmaw, Plated Crusher. This thing, I had this guy in a deck with Aggravated Assault and realized that was a douche move. Because this guy would attack, I'd get 3 red and 3 green, and then I would pay 5 of that to Aggravated Assault to get another attack phase, an attack, and this. And I'm not a fan of infinite combos, so I had to dumb down my own deck so I wouldn't have that happen. And Grothma the All-Devouring. So, this guy's not worth a lot right now. So, it's a 10-8. It's a 5 casting cost, 10-8. If you know anything about Magic, this number is far smaller than should be this. However, other creatures have, whenever this creature attacks, you may have it fight this guy. When this guy leaves the battlefield, each player draws cards equal to the amount of damage dealt to it by sources they controlled. Now, a lot of people probably saw this and thought, well, why would I play this? My opponent will attack, fight this guy, and they'll draw cards. No, that's not how this works. Okay? You have a bunch of chicken feed out. Junk. Extra tokens. Who cares? Stuff that you don't care about. Saplings. Bleh. You play Grothma. You attack someone with your giant pile of chicken feed and saplings that don't matter. They're not going to get anywhere. They all fight Grothma. Grothma kills them. They die. You draw a dozen cards. That's why this guy is good. Okay? Your opponent should never get to fight this guy. Ever. You pay 5. You ditch a bunch of tokens. This guy dies, or you put him back in your hand and use him again, and you get a ton of cards. That's how he works. Deserves far, far better than to be a low value card in a set full of high value reprints. It's completely undeserving. Shock, Royal Trooper, Eyeblight, Rebuke, Saddleback, Words, Impulse. I think this is a new one. 2 mana, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 in hand, the rest in the bottom. Now I'm positive this is a reprint. I want to say it's from Alliances. In fact, I'm sure it's from Alliances. Replaces it's like a Scry 4, basically. It's not a draw, so you never have to worry about things that let you not draw. So you can play it in decks like Marlin of the Morning Song that say you can't draw things. Commons are a Tavern Swindler. Yeah, if there was someone that belonged at an arena screwing people over. Peregrine Drake, which I find it odd this card is in this set. It's like, I can pay 5 for a 2/3 flyer. It's essentially free because it untaps my land. Which is great if you have some way to get more land out. And it's a Raise Runners. I have a bunch of you from whichever Scars block you are from. Whichever Scars set. It's tough to play. Like, yeah, okay, he's a 4 casting cost, 3/4. You can sack land to put counters on him. But that's expensive after a while. It's really expensive. Words. Shoulder to shoulder. Draw a card. A guy from Amonkhet block. Stuff from Kaldesh. You have all of Magic history. Why don't you use more old cards? It just seems there are other older cards that really deserve to get reprinted in sets like this. Blaring Captain, Blazing Captain. So this guy creates warrior token. Whenever he attacks, your warriors get bigger. So I believe I said I was going to make a warrior deck. And it just happens it's going to be black, white, red. Unflinching Courage. This is the kind of Armadillo Cloak, if you can remember back that far. It does the exact same thing. Trample, lifelink, +2/+2. It's not a bad enchantment for those colors. Survey says a Magmatic Force, which is from a commander set. He's an 8 casting cost, 7/7. That does 3 damage to something during your upkeep. He doesn't have trample. He doesn't have any evasion abilities. Actually, kind of dull. Okay, let's see if I can do this without damaging anything. It's got to be the way I was doing it. Yep, because nothing bad happened that time. I looked at my rare. It's a Core Spirit Dancer. I think I have a bunch of them, though. Favor. Plowshares. Some cards that ought to be reprinted. Removal from the game forever. Words. Magma Hellion. Someone blah blah. This is another card that shows off the flavor of the set. Blue and 2. Someone else can pay the 2. 2 target players each draw a card. You have to target 2 players. So you go, I'm casting Huddle Up. And someone else is going to join in to get the other card, right? It's 2 target players. Actually, you can make 2 other people. That's interesting. I can make 2 other people draw cards. Which, if I had a deck that punished people for doing that, would be pretty cool. 2 casting costs, 1 flying. Yeah, it's not a weenie black flyer that doesn't suck and have a bad side effect. Claustrophobia, Traveler, Maggot, Drakes. I'm going to have an awful lot of that Drake by the time I'm done this, because I think I got one of them in every pack. More cons. They could you have gone with like new tokens? I know WotC or Hasbro doesn't want to pay for new artwork, but Ghoul, Corsair, Sky Shroud Claim. It's a nice old one. It's Seer's Lantern. 8 casting cost, 7/5 trample. Someone else can help you with. Not too bad. Lightning Talons is a pretty neat one. +3/+0 and first strike for next to nothing. Trumpet Blast. Fumble is gain control of bounce target creature. Gain control of all the stuff attached to it. Now, this is a card I want a lot of. Because even though I don't play a lot of blue, if someone's attacking you with stuff that has enchantments and artifacts, well, like I said, I play a lot of commander. Equipment gets used a lot, enchantments get used a lot. So it's like, okay, put your dude back. All his cool stuff comes over here onto my guy, who's going to visit you next turn. I think it's a wonderfully dirty trick. And Regna's Sanction. Each player chooses friend or foe. Friend puts a +1 counter on a creature they control. Each foe chooses one untapped creature they control, then taps the rest. The problem is it's a sorcery. As an instant, this would be great. Because you could play this, obviously when it's not your turn. For each player, choose friend or foe. So I would choose friend for me. Friend for the guy who I'm not really doing much to. And then foe for everyone else, so I don't have to worry about being attacked. At least during someone's turn. Seems like it should have been an instant. And ta-da. One more uncommon in there. Reaver and a Renewer. This guy shows up support 2. On each of up to 2 other target creatures. Whenever a creature with a +1/+1 counter attacks when your opponent's that creature gains Death Touch. So he gets Death Touch, and he'll get Death Touch. Actually, he'll have Death Touch, and some other creature will have Death Touch. Like, I don't know, say that thing. And this guy almost seems like he should have been a rare. Like, he's a 4/4 flyer, and he gets counters anytime someone else does. And that would make him a better rare than, say, that Magmatic Force, in my opinion. Right, Rebuke, Forcer, Wrath and Flames, stuff. And I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I have friends who are Ukrainian, and they probably couldn't stumble through that name. Friend or foe. Friend gets a copy. Foe bounces a creature. Well, I already have a Sakashima the Imposter Commander deck that would give me copies of things. But it's still kind of dangerous. Because I would have to bounce other people's creatures. And other people don't like it when you mess with their stuff. They don't mind if you copy things, though, from what I've seen. People hate it when you steal, but don't mind. They'll turn a blind eye to copying. Let's see here. +2/+2 is a demon. Flying. And all non-demons get -2/-2 to end a turn. So we have an enchantment that does things that a lot of other sorceries do. It's actually pretty cool. Bold Word Intimidator. Ring. Bleh. Interesting, but not really. Words. Omen Speaker. Call to Heal. Bounce target creature's owner's hand, its controller draws a card. That seems like a kind of thing you would do towards... Ooh, I just put all of my commons in that pile. There. When Arena Rector dies, you may exile it. If you do, search your library for a Planeswalker card, put it into play, then shuffle. Now, that might seem like, okay, that's neat. I get to tutor for a guy when he dies. No. let me remind you that you can make tokens of them, and tokens die, and you don't care. You make copies of this guy, and you use him to fish for all your other guys. This guy here should never die. Ever. Copies of him should die. Preferably token copies. Lots and lots of token copies. If he does die, however, don't exile him. Put him on a mimic vat, and every turn you get another guy. This is how you make this game fun, is by adding in every other thing you can possibly imagine. Oh, you got downgraded to an uncommon. Forecasting a 6/6 comes into play. Each other player may put a creature card into play. A Phantom Wear and a Gang Up, which is another flavor card. Black and X. Another player can pay up to X. You choose the value of X. Destroy target creature with the power of X or less. So yeah, I've only got I've got 5, but I'm gonna say this is for 9 because I gotta kill that guy's card. Do you want to help me out? Of course you do. Pow. Get everybody in trouble at the same time. Commons, stone. This version. No, I guess that's its artwork. It's a stone golem. I'm thinking Obsidious' golem, which we'll never see again because it's artwork. Game plan. Someone else can help you pay 5. Each player shuffles their hand. Okay, it's a time twister. So for 6, which is about the same amount as a time spiral, each player shuffles their hand graveyard into the library, then draws 7, exile this. I will still play time spiral over that because I get to untap 6. And I will still play my time twister over that because time twister doesn't remove itself from the game like a gem. Yep, and what's going on? These cards are so... Yeah, well, that's just a token. Words. Aim high, noxious dragon, shock. No, you're not an uncommon because... Uh-oh. Oh, no. There's a reason we got 2 uncommons. Bathe in dragonfire, saltwater, words. Because Virtus the Veld and Gorm the Great. Where are we here? 3 casting us 1/1. When he does combat damage to a player, they lose half their life rounded up. Must be blocked if able, and must be blocked by 2 or more creatures able. So you attack with both of these guys. Gorm dies like a chump. Virtus takes half the guy's life total. I'm fine with this. This is perfectly acceptable. Plus, you only got to pay 3 to get both of them out. So I'll pay 3 for a 2/7 Vigilant any day of the week. And I happen to really like legendary cards anyway. Chain Lightning. It's so nice to see you kind of, sort of, off the reserved list. And I will say that for weird sets like this that don't actually enter competitive, it's great that they reprint weird old cards like this. Although I would like to see them print some of the other old weird cards. Like a set like this seems like it should have Arena of the Ancients, if you remember that one. Step Ladder, Veteran Explorer. And words. Anything interesting in here? Nope. Survey says, oh, got a foil. That's an uncommon. Rushblade Commander. I will trade that to somebody. I'm actually not a big fan of foils. And a reprint from a Commander product that I have a bunch of, unfortunately. He's going straight into the trade pile. Although I'm not sure anyone's gonna... Well, they might. I don't know. He's interesting. Da-da-da. Words. More Drakes. God, so many Drakes so far. Survey says a diabolic intent, which is a reprint I'm fine with. Because I only got, I think, 2 or 3. I didn't buy a lot of, oh, crap. What set was it? Planescape? No. Not Planescape. Plane something. Plane Shift. That was it. I think I've only got 2 or 3 of those. And all of mine have Krovax sitting in front of a dead squee. Although we know how well that went. You know, if you're going to give me 1 emblem, you should give me 2. Chakram. Puppy, fetch. So he throws the thing and he goes and gets it. Whenever you cast a spell during your turn, untap target creature. Red tap guy deals 2 damage. So this guy shoots. You play something. He goes and gets it back and you can shoot again. However, Beast Within is a great removal spell. 3 casting goes instant, you get a 3/3 Beast. You think, oh, why would I give someone a Beast? Well, because they no longer have a Jace. That's why you give them a Beast. Ooh, another Impulse. So he says, a thrilling encore. Put on the battlefield under your control all creature cards in all graveyards that were put there. Oh my god, I thought that was just yours. All creature cards in all graveyards put there from the battlefield this turn. Oh my god. I honestly thought this was just my stuff. It's everybody's stuff. It's amazing. Holy crap. That's... Ooh, man. I'm only going to get 1. I got to decide real hard which deck to put that in. It's going to drive me up the wall. Oh, that's why. Looked at my rare. It's an Angelic Chorus, which I've got a bunch of. Oh, the artwork's nice, though. The pile using the pile of flowers. It's better artwork than the last one. Whenever Cheering Fanatic attacks, choose a card name. Spells with a chosen name cost 1 less to cast this turn. So if I had 4 of these guys and I attacked, I would say Capsize, and Capsize would cost me 2 blue, and I would go pick that up and 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 pick that up, because that's how you play this game. Foil is... When there's the battlefield, each player on your team may discard a card, then each one who discarded a card this way draws a card. Well, it's a 3 casting cost 3 too. You have to ditch a card to get a card, which is an understandable cost. Look at it. This is definitely something that belongs in a set like this, where you can give other people mana. Switcheroo. Last gasp, -3/-3 is 1 to turn. With a huddle up. And Yoshi. But you're not really Yoshi, are you? You're someone else's mirrored version of Yoshi. Piers Whim. Oh, this is the... There's a character, him, and he's got his imaginary pet. Friends get a land card and play tapped. Foe sacks an artifact or enchantment they control. Yeah, it's definitely team play. It's not super, though. Like, yes, it's removal. And in a multiplayer game, it's several removal, but it's not removal you've chosen. It's removal the other guys have chosen. Pegasus can't attack or block alone for 1. I'm okay with that. The crowd goes wild. Someone else can help pay X, support X. Each creature with a +1/+1 counter on it gets trampled to end a turn. Yep, that's the crowd going nuts, all right. So much flavor in this set. So much chaff. Generous patron enters the battlefield, support 2. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature you don't control, draw a card. Now, in Amonkhet block, There's a, what's the name? Some Vizier of Poisons or something. She's a green and a black, and whenever you put a -1/-1 counter on something, you get a snake. So you play her, you play that, you play something that makes -1/-1 counters. Your guy gets a -1 counter, I get a card. Your guy gets a counter, and your guy gets a counter, and your guy gets a counter. And it's one or more counters, so it's not each, which is okay. It doesn't break the card. It doesn't. If it was every time, or a card per counter, then it would be bad. Because Black Sun Zenith suddenly turns into a board wipe and drawing your entire deck. Oddsmaker, Wumpus. 4 casting us 3/2 lifelink. Eh. Stuff. Spellweaver Duo. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. That might go into my cube. Which is a big fun cube, mostly. Last one standing. Oh, I can't go last man standing. That's sexist. No, anyway. A creature at random, then destroy the rest. It's risky, but it's a board wipe for 3. 3. Red, white, and 1. Has the potential to strongly backfire. However, since we've already proven that we're a jackass, everything dies except that one guy, and I get everything else. For the low price of 8 mana and 2 cards, you drastically change the board state. Another mirror token. What the hell makes mirrors in this set? There's a mirror battle sphere in here? Corruptor and the Renewer. Another Noxious Dragon. Words. Bull Rush Bruiser attacks. If your team controls another warrior, he gets first strike until end of turn. Why don't you just have first strike? Soaring Show Off. Enters the battlefield. Each player draws a card. I don't want to give away card advantage, though. And a Newscraft Mob, which is from obviously one of the Innistrad sets, but don't ask me which one. The least they could have done was change the artwork. Put him in an arena. Just have 3 zombies and then one that's falling over and one that's down. Although if you keep putting counters on it, you will continue to get zombies. Captain Warrior, Mascot, I'm the Chain Lightning. God, now I have more Chain Lightnings from here than I do in real life. Grotesque Mutation, Words. Stuff from Kaldesh. And a True Name Nemesis. So I think that gives me 3 of those, because I used to have enough money that I could buy multiple Commander boxes at once. It is a bit of a douche move in multiplayer, because it's like, ha! This guy is going to slowly beat you to death. Gang up, aim high, and a scale ward. Cards. And a Seedborn Muse. Which is okay, but I have them. Pretty sure I've got 2 or 3 of them. So, the trade pile got another card. Over. Notice I put down several cards. Fog Bank, Step Glider. Cards. Survey says a foil Tandem Tactics. Hooray. And these 2 guys. A 1/1 shows up with his imaginary friend. If one or more counters you put on a permanent your team controls that many +1, go on. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on him. When Toothy leaves the battlefield, draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. So you get them both out. You draw a card, he gets 2 counters. When he leaves the battlefield, you get those cards back. So, I may wind up putting Toothy in a deck all by himself. Pier is interesting, but I think Toothy may Toothy may function better in a couple of decks as just Toothy. Because I don't want to add... I don't want to go... Those two colors don't help me. Right? If he were red, it would make more sense. I've got a... Yeah, because I've got a red-blue... what's her name? The chick from Dominaria. Whenever you play a legendary card, you get a... Whatever her name is. Works far better in that one. Dunroba Horror. Another Beast Within, which I can use a few more of those. Words. And a Korvath's Fury. Choose friend or foe. Each friend discards all cards from the hand and draws that many. Fury deals to each foe equal to the number of cards in their hand. So it's a Winds of Change for ones you like, and a Storm Seeker for the ones you don't. Actually, no, it would be a Sudden Impact. Winds of Change is 1 red, Sudden Impact is a red and 3, so you're getting exactly that in one card, which is efficient. Can't really argue that. Bring down, Pulse of Mirasa. Words. This Tyrant Machine is a piece of junk. Could have been an Icy Manipulator. In there, of course. And a Nyxathid. I have so many Nyxathids I'm already not playing. And he's worth next to nothing. That's unfortunate. I don't see why you're in this set. Spell Snare. Isn't that worth something? An uncommon? Oh, sorry. Morbid Curiosity. Words. I keep forgetting the cameras. I'm holding my cards back here next to me, and I keep forgetting how to be over here. Victory Chimes. Untap. During each player's untap step. Tap a tail. Player of choice gets a colorless. Now, it's a colorless every turn. I'm not going to argue about that. Just not sure it's... I will. I don't know. I'll find some way to make it really fun. A 7 casting cost, 5/5 flying for a strike, which is to be expected. Words. Feral Hydra got downgraded to an uncommon. You poor bastard. Although I guess it might make Pauper players happy. Mystic Confluence. So for 5 mana, you get to choose a whole bunch of crap. Draw cards, return bounce creatures, or make stuff cost more. It may go into my cube, I don't know. Suppose it's really just a counter spell with draw a card. For 5. 5's a bit much for that. The Blaze, the Poor Man's Fireball. Morbid Curiosity. Stuff. Stolen Strategy. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-land cards from among those exiled cards. Well, that's cool. So on your upkeep, the top card of each opponent's library. And until the end of your turn, you can cast those. Among those exiled cards. But you still have to pay for it. That's interesting. So, you might need some bit of mana ramp for that one, but it's definitely a way to not use your hand. Mentor, Spell Snare, Liturgy. What happened here? Oh, that's why. Impetus Protege. Oh, that's why. He partners with that guy. White tap target creature. Whenever he attacks, he gets +X/+O, where X is the greatest power among tapped creatures your opponents control. So he taps the big thing. He goes in and does that. That makes sense. Archfiend of Despair. 8 mana, 6/6 flying. Your opponents can't gain life. At the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses life equal to life that player lost this turn. Now, that guy will get you in a lot of trouble. And I mean a lot of trouble, because people hate it when you make it when they can't gain life. They kind of absolutely hate that. Take up arms, fertilid, and I think I missed something. Oh, that's why. 2 uncommons. You know what that means. We're getting a pair of legends again. Double strike. Your dragons have double strike. Haste. Your knights have flying and haste. So, for the low price of 3 mana, because you don't want to pay the 6, you get a 2/2 flying haste double strike and a 3/4 flying haste double strike, which is... I wonder if you could use these guys as commanders. Both of them. Because I know partner was an ability. I'll have to check, because if you can use them as commanders, that just screams absolutely abusive. Like, I'll just pay nothing for that commander and get that guy. Scholar, Tenacious Dead. 4 damage. Blah. Words. Words. Magus of the Candelabra, which I have a bunch of as well. Worth nothing. He's interesting in that he can untap lands. But I own 3 actual Candelabras, and they're really only good in decks that your land makes enough to make it worth untapping. I don't know what he says yet. Oh my, that guy's expensive. 8 casting cost 3/4. You can assist for 6. Return target instant, sorcery, or creature card from a graveyard to its owner's hand. Ooh, that's tough. Well, yep. Stuff. And a Mind's Eye, which I have a bunch of already. Yeah, scry 1. Enchanted creature has tap, scry 1, draw a card. That's not too bad. Each creature fights another target creature fights another target creature for 6. Oh, there we are. There's our mirror thing. Genesis type chamber, which I seem to recall being a rare. Words. And the first one of these I get. I've got 2 packs left. How am I going to get play sets of that with this painfully good rare distribution? How am I supposed to get multiples of stuff if out of bounds, flame wave, kiss of the Amisha. Target player gains 7 life and draws 2 cards for 6 mana. Ah, that's hefty. Whoa. That's hefty. Foil Forest. That's pretty. Get this without blinding you. And a Sea of Clouds. So I have 2 of them. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a deck built that cares about those colors at the moment. And the sad part is we'll have to wait till Battlebond 2 to get the opposite colored ones. So here we are, our last pack. Slum Reaper, Nimbus Champion, Commons, and what's this? We got a how's that to end it off with? And a Mind Blade Render. Whenever your opponents are dealt combat damage, if any of that damage was dealt by a warrior, you draw a card and lose a life. Ooh, that's painful. But I can use that to all kinds of things. This, however, this is not a bad thing to end off on. Let's see where that. I got Star City up right now. Come on, where are you? True name Nemesis. True name, because you're a mythic, dumbass. True name Nemesis. And get that. Anyway, that's I have to find out what he's worth. I have to. Over here. Ta-da. Battlebond foils. He's a mythic. True name Nemesis. Oh my holy goddamned crap. I'll just take this out of here. Those of you who are wondering, this is sitting on a shelf, being held down by a 15-pound nickel ingot I bought for no real reason. There's my wonderful books of literary tastes. And we ended off on that. How's that for a return on investment, eh? Oh, now I gotta edit this down into something people will actually watch. Anyway, this has been me getting fantastically lucky. And I will see you probably tomorrow when I spaz out at a comic book or something. See you later.